We are creating an artwork over the next 2 weeks demonstrating rhythm using Reko Renni's artwork Initiation as inspiration. Last week we also learnt about rhythm in art. To refresh our memory, rhythm in art is when we look at repetition and placement of similar colours, shapes and lines throughout the artwork, which provides a sense of unity and order. Reko describes this work as being about issues and symbols that are important to him. These include his first BMX bike, a mixtape, and a Holden Commodore, combined with words and phrases important to his Aboriginal culture, such as always was, always will be, and the word deadly. Capital letters loom large, like towers against the skyline. The artist also includes his own personal tag of a crown, a diamond, and the Aboriginal flag, each repeated and left dripping. On a piece of paper, I would like you to make a plan of all the symbols you are going to use in your artwork. Roughly sketch some of these symbols that represent you or tell the viewer something about your story, just like Reko Renni has in his work Initiation. So I've done some words that have meaning to me, just like Reko Renni did as well, and I have sketched some rough symbols that mean something to me, and you all know me quite well now, so you know that I love art, I love warm weather, music, travel, I love the beach, nature, and also I love patterns. So it doesn't have to be necessarily a symbol like I have. Maybe you just are sketching a whole lot of different patterns. Once you have figured out which ones you like, then I want you to go ahead and circle them so we know which one you are going to use. I've chosen my symbols now. I've got a mountain up here because this is where I'm from and I miss it so much living in the mountains. I cannot wait for spring, so I've decided to add this one. Music, this symbol as well. We all can identify with this symbol, and of course something to represent my love of art. And here my word of choice is going to be create. The next thing you'll need to do, 5/6, is find some white cardboard. Nothing too thick because we will be cutting them out. So I've just used an old tea box here, and it's white and nice and thin so I can colour on this side. Now you need to cut out a whole lot of shapes. So I'm going to cut out some shapes here, squares, rectangles, that's what we're looking at. And whatever shape you cut out, you need to make a partner for it. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I mean. I've cut out a whole lot of shapes here, 5/6, and they all have a pair. So this one matches with this, this and so on. Now that means it's easier for us to make rhythm in our art. Remember that we are looking at how an artwork flows. So these two shapes will speak to each other. These two will speak to each other as well. So even if they're over different parts of the page, our eye can see that there is repetition in our artwork. Same goes for these long ones. They might be somewhere different, but our eye can see there is rhythm within the artwork. The next thing we are going to do is you are going to sketch, paint, draw, colour your squares and rectangles, make them bright, colourful, and aim to be as neat as possible. Now some of these will just be patterns, some of them will be including the words as well as the symbols that I have chosen to represent my artwork. I've made a start on my artwork inspired by Reko Renni's artwork Initiation, and I have started by painting some of my squares here. I've also painted this one. This one doesn't have a partner, I just wanted one feature one here. These ones I've just used texture, so I'm going to go ahead and start colouring in the rest. I finished my Reko Renni inspired artwork that shows rhythm within my work here. Now it doesn't have to be symmetrical. What we're looking for is that patterns and shapes repeat within the artwork. So you need to go ahead and glue that down now. And if I go over here towards my plan, you can see that I have used all the things that I have circled within my artwork. So everything is repeating here. Sometimes there are things like this middle picture here that isn't repeating, but that's a central point that my eye immediately goes to. You have 2 weeks to complete this artwork, grade 5-6. At the end of the first week, you need to upload a picture of your plan with your final symbols and some words. Choose your favorite word, at least one. You might do multiple words. Upload that to Google Classroom in your slide deck, and you need to describe the symbols you have chosen. And at the end of week 2, you need to upload a final picture of your artwork. In week 1, you might get to start coloring in some of these things, but it takes some time. This looks like it's really quick, but it takes a lot of time to place everything and get that rhythm right. I can't wait to see you next week.